this government have cut the police so much, and I know it's not just an issue of policing, but in my area we've lost 370 officers. So sometimes I am very, very worried if an incident, you know, say a domestic violence incident kicked off in one part of my constituency, but there might be a fight on a high street in another part of my constituency. Can the police cope? And then all of the back office stuff where they are struggling so hard to investigate all of the historic sexual offences that I mentioned before. But it's more than that, isn't it? If we lose good quality youth work, if young people are excluded from school because they are poor, essentially, very often, where are they being lost to? What are those young people doing? And so we have to look at school exclusions, we have to look at austerity and youth provision being almost non-existent, actually. Provision for drug and alcohol services being almost non-existent. No libraries, Sure Start centres closing. When you look at this in the round, it's easy to see why crime goes up, and it's easy to see why the police can't handle it the way they used to, because they've been cut to the bone. And I get that point of, like, why don't you all come together? Why don't you all come together to solve this really important issue? But when people are ideologically opposed to funding youth services, you know, drug and alcohol services, then it is very difficult, and that's why we join different political parties. I know it's so frustrating.
That's not true, Laura.
Well, there isn't a statutory youth service. There are so many less.
Opposition to funding youth services.
But there isn't youth services.
There really isn't.
But you live in an alternative reality.
No,
because there
I've
aren't
seen
youth
the money.
workers on the
My
ground.
department has put forward a lot of the money towards a £200 million youth fund to put into areas where young people are at risk of joining gangs.
Margaret, can I just ask in the audience, is there anyone...
acknowledge that.
Hang on.
And have services there for them already.
That's right.
It's too late. It's too late. What's wrong with you people?
You've not been sitting there for over 20 years talking about this.
That's not enough.
Yeah.
When I was in London, you used to have the ILIA, Inner London Educational Authority, yeah? They used to take over the schools in the summertime, and your mum, who was on maybe a low income or on benefits, right, was able to afford. Do you know how many people cannot afford to send their children to an after-school club? Do you know how many parents who are like myself and are 30-something, right, and are having to work in retail? In order for you, anybody who's got an office job, yes, it's fantastic to go and do your shopping at 8 o'clock, but that person who's properly in that shop at 8 o'clock has got children at home. There's not enough supervision. People are not near their grandparents. Then you want to move people out of their borough where they live to Peterborough or to the seaside. It's